Hey, what's up? We're back with more ODDTAXI. This is episode 2. And in the last episode, we got introduced to the show. It was a very fun and chill show that also has like a curious, interesting mystery going on. It was not... I mean, it was kind of what I expected, but only because I'd heard people talk about these vibes in the show. But, like, it really didn't feel like anything that I'd seen before. It's pretty unique. Like, honestly, it's like a weird mix between anime and like BoJack Horseman. It's like a weird in between, but then with like a murder mystery in it. So it's like BoJack Horseman mixed with anime, mixed with I don't even know, like some sort of thriller, some sort of David Fincher film or something. It's really cool. I'm enjoying it a lot. Plus, the humor so far has been magnificent. The dub has been awesome. I've one episode in and I've really enjoyed it. So I can't wait to watch this episode. Let's just jump right into it. Make sure to support this video if you can. Liking, commenting, subscribing. All that stuff helps me out on a small channel. And if you can go to my Patreon account, you can get to the next episode. Next week's episode, episode 3, is on there right now in full-length version. So you can watch the full-length versions of all my reactions for both this channel and my Gent Watches One Piece channel. It's absolutely worth it on my Patreon account down in the description below. Alright, let's jump into ODDTAXI episode 2. I just want to take in the music this time. It's a really good song. I want to put it on my Spotify playlist, but I'm afraid I'll fall asleep while driving the car. It's like so smooth. Equator Sauna.
The conversation just went that direction.
Shit, I'd curse you to death if I could.
Just kill me yourself.
You're her lovesick cab driver.
No way, no charge for you, miss.
Actually, she said she wants to meet up for dinner on her days off.
Damn.
I haven't even written any jokes. My girlfriend takes care of me. You're a piece of shit.
Girlfriend, you didn't read the comments, did you?
Comedy requires intelligence.
Something about this expression
Well, yeah.
is very
That's the bare
realistic.
minimum,
That's the
Which makes
taxi
general
expression.
public idiots. The asses and the masses makes for weak results. Bunch of rank
Ooh,
amateurs.
that's a
Responding
nice
to
shot. A
consumers'
surprisingly
needs is
nice
part of our
shot.
job.
Joke isn't hitting right. Try something else.
More fan mail. It's from
This
high
is
schoolers
surprisingly
to
immersive,
Tokyo
just
in
listening to
Tokyo.
the radio for a
Again.
while.
Reeves sing for professionals to slander people who don't recognize your talent by
I'm getting
calling
kind of
them
just drawn
uncultured
into the
amateurs.
scene.
Until you acknowledge your flaws, improve on your craft, and reach a higher level of success, this reaction seems defensive. And
I really like her
never
expressions.
mistake arrogance or if your solo show isn't funny when written out. Keep trying, though.
Say that to my face, jerk.
Do you feel awkward? Let me ask you something. Why can't you get much sleep?
Hmm?
Would you like some professional advice?
Okay.
Counting sheep can be
You
helpful.
built that up like it was an industry secret. Pretty much everybody knows that one.
Also,
Well,
I think
You need a
it
sheep
might
in your
be
bed.
Cindy
Oh, well,
Lauper.
she's an
What
alpaca.
is?
MVP.
You watched We Are the World?
Oh, that's such a waste. Life's more fun when you're in
It's a
love.
waste.
I'm too old for a...
Life's just getting started.
How do you know my age?
You checking
Check
his
your medical
records?
records.
Yeah.
You're pretty nosy, aren't you, little?
When?
Late elementary school.
It's a
How'd you support
fast-paced
yourself? You
conversation.
were
Is this some
kid.
kind of stress test?
I think I'm
Is
falling
there
in love with an
anything in your
alpaca.
life you regret?
I was stubborn and didn't want to rely on my parents. But I still feel like I should have, you know?
You
Really?
haven't managed to pay it off?
No, I have. It's paid.
Interesting.
So where were you born, anyway?
Miyazaki.
Sing me a traditional Miyazaki
The
song.
pepper
You can
tree
have
Wow, she was
sing
quick
one.
on that.
Sing one because I assumed that you couldn't. That weirded me out. So,
Miho Shirakawa.
Miho?
so tell me, Shirakawa, is there anyone you like, or
There is.
Is it me? Is it me?
do you have a picture of him?
I do. Wanna see?
I would indeed.
You can see him in that mirror
I
up
can
there.
tease Kakihana about it later.
It's the front facing camera. That's really good.
You've
That's
transcended
smooth.
all kinds.
I hate to admit it, Odokawa, but you've got a chance.
At what?
A chance. I
At
mean,
this rate, we're both headed straight for
it's
eternal
more than a
bachelorhood,
chance.
Okay? Snack,
You a
I
lawyer?
just want to know which way you lean.
Well, I guess towards liking.
How much?
Yes!
How much
How
what?
big is your affection for her?
the size of a multivitamin.
That's big in a way.
Size of a multivitamin.
What should
What,
I
that
do?
big?
If I were a desperate old man grasping at anyone, so finding the balance is tough.
Well, she knows he's not
if you were
desperate.
me, I'd tease her and give her the cold shoulder, then put on a kind smile when I see
He already
her.
does
Shut
kind of
up.
give it the
Shut
cold
up.
shoulder.
I'm gonna be working tonight.
Alright.
Hey, don't take pictures in the changing
I was
room.
about to
Come on,
say,
who cares?
not
There's
the
nobody
place to
here
take
now.
pictures.
Tycho hasn't.
Give new messages. Cute. Cute. Shiho. Oh my god, that's too much stuff to read. Okay, it's all social media stuff. Alright, it's this dude. 4 likes.
How am I supposed to go viral? Damn it!
Taichi, it's time for your bath.
Okay.
How'd that video or that thing from the other day do? He's got it on his wall. That's very funny. Oh, the idol group?
Yes?
Of course I did! I've been waiting forever for you to debut, Rui!
Picture time.
This is a common fan that she
How should we
sees.
pose now? Let me see. Since you're so special, am I? How about a hug?
Aww. Damn, man.
I promise I'll buy your debut single.
Thanks.
She knows how to keep this fucking loyal
I don't know
fan.
if it'll sell well. It's unexpected again.
I've been
Aw.
thinking about something.
Wearing them was one of the conditions for our debut.
I see. They've got their reasons, I suppose. Also,
One of them looks similar to Shiho,
Mitsuya's
the
dancing has
girl
gotten a little sloppy lately.
who
Is
messaged
she
the
not
guy on
feeling well?
the dating app.
I'm just a waiter at a club right now, but
Time's
soon...
up. Thank you for coming.
Aww. A lot of these characters are so
Shimura,
cute.
Mitsuya.
God, this is so embarrassing. We can't succeed with all of this against us.
This
These
c-
masks prevent
bit
us from
kinda
luring the same
sucks.
level of big spenders as Nikaido.
I don't think I'd attract any fans even without this mask.
Aww.
Ichimura, yeah, good point. Maybe I'm never down on myself because my parents raised me with love.
Wait,
Really?
is that
Yeah, that's a big factor.
that's Kaylee
He's the
Mills?
opposite
I
for
think the
me.
black
My
one.
parent.
Let me ask you, in your normal routine, when do you feel the happiest?
Yeah, I'm
in a
pretty sure that's
bathtub by
Kaylee Mills.
myself.
I love her.
It sounds when I'm eating, especially if it's fried chicken.
You're crazy. How rude. I'm your senior, you crazy girl.
He's probably the only one who's been following us since that point in time.
Okay. I hope Imai is just like a good guy. I don't
they
want him
call
to
it
turn out
that?
to be like a massive creep. You know, if he's
Yes,
just a bit of a
Yamamoto
hardcore
here.
fan, then that's cool.
Yeah.
What's up?
Nothing. It's fine. Nothing for you to worry about.
Okay. This is interesting. Like, we've cut away from what I consider the main characters, but I don't mind it. Like, all of this is great. Okay, Imai's getting in the taxi.
No, it's around 3,500 yen to get you there.
Could you make an exception?
Aww.
No, take me to Shinjuku,
The way
please!
you haggle is both pushy and cryptic.
Oh, give me a break, please! I'm completely
Please do it.
broke.
All right then, fine.
Aww. That's nice. I like every character in this show.
Hey, if you had the money to buy those, you should have set some aside for cab fare.
True.
Not like a 3-person idol group that formed about 2 years ago.
Called Mystery
They've
Kiss.
struggled, but today, so many more people were there to cheer them on. I feel so happy, but also
Oh.
kind of sad. I'm a bit conflicted. It's
Yeah.
cool though. Long gives me a sense of superiority. One of those first 5 fans that I've stuck
Okay,
around.
never
I'll
mind.
never forget how I felt back then. Backed by her next level dancing, Shiho
Cool.
Ichimura's genuine modesty. Each one had
Did
a
he say
unique
Shiho
personality. They were
Ichimura,
the
or did I
holy trinity of idols?
mishear
Nice
that?
insight on their personalities.
Is it
but they
actually
got less
Shiho?
impressive as you.
Today was their debut CD pre-order event. Each pre-order comes with Polaroids you get to take. You can have Rui Nikaido all to yourself.
Oh
That's
my
true.
God.
Instead of lottery tickets.
I'd rather buy these tickets, win the lottery, and make Rui Nikaido all mine.
Oh my god,
Slim
dude.
odds.
I bet you're super lucky.
Long ago, I survived an accident that should have killed me, so
Oh shit.
maybe I am lucky.
Oh shit.
I'd say my 7 favorites are 2, 10, 12, 18, 20, 32, and 33.
Hey, those sound pretty good. I'm off to buy a lottery ticket.
Wait, you mean you still had money? What a pain.
Did someone get in? Is that where the door closed?
You available?
Say no.
You're hitting the books hard.
Look, doesn't this just piss you off?
Oh, these are the radio
I know what you mean.
hosts.
I'd rather listen to the actual song.
Some of them are
I was gonna say, it sounds like Pro ZD, and it is.
What are you talking about? Zuden.
Zuden.
It's a mobile game.
Huh.
Pick of yourself? Don't you know you're famous?
I can play with fans this way. What's wrong with that?
You've been raised. Why not rank up your comedy? You're last right now.
You think I'm last in comedy?
These two argue
Wrong idea.
all the
Not
time,
just
on air,
professionals.
off air.
I mean everyone.
I can't talk about that here.
Come on, don't be so self-conscious. The percentage of people who know us is painfully low.
Just drop it.
Well,
okay?
he's actually a
My
big
girlfriend's
listener.
ability to know she's being discussed is painfully high. Let's talk about it.
Driver, what do we need to build our fandom?
Luck, I guess.
Yeah,
Luck is
I don't
something
think
we're
this is the right guy to
definitely low on.
ask.
We try our best to be the best.
That you'd make it. So if I'm holding you back, I think I should let you go on without me.
Well, that's
You're
kind
wrong.
of nice.
You shouldn't fly as you're not frustrated after what he just said about us.
I can't help that I'm not frustrated, okay? True, all unrequited love would cease to exist.
That's actually a pretty funny bit. You should be putting things like that on the
You
airwaves.
say I'm funny, but I have no idea
When he
what
gets-
you want me to do.
when he
You
gets
shifted
worked
tone
up,
and
he gets
volume when you
funnier.
felt tricked. Guy here got into a fist fight with a girl that ended in a draw.
That has nothing to do with the conversation at hand. Quit personal life.
You're a crap fighter, a crap comedian.
I think
and a
they
crap
found their new
student. Is there anything
dynamic.
You can do?
We're in a taxi. What? Yeah, he's right next to me. Right.
Huh?
Yes. Tomorrow. Yeah, that's fine.
What's going
Yes.
on?
What'd he say?
A recurring guest.
You're kidding.
Wow.
On what? That's totally great. We
It's just me.
Wow. I hope that doesn't... Aw, I hope that doesn't, like, break them up. Oh my god, leave him alone!
Good evening. Where to...
Oh god. It's this fucking dude. Shit. Aww. Aww, shit! This is a really genuinely enjoyable show from start to finish, where I'm super, first of all, I'm super glad I'm watching this in dub, because this sort of dialogue would be the sort of dialogue that in Japanese, I don't think it would hit as hard for me. The humor works for me because of like the delivery and the comedic timing, which I tend not to connect with as much when I'm watching it in Japanese. And secondly, the pacing is really good. And thirdly, the pacing is also very fast. And so I would have struggled to like take in a lot of the dialogue because I'd be reading. And then I'd be like trying to process things that are happening in my head, but also trying to read and also trying to look at the visuals. It would have been too much. So thank God I started watching the show in dub, because that was the best choice I could have made. Wow, this is such a good show. I like it. It's weird because I don't know how to define exactly why it's a good show, but it's so... I don't know what words to use to describe it. I want to say it's so simple, because in a way it is. A lot of the episodes just kind of take place in his taxi, but or a lot of the runtime of the 2 episodes we've seen. But like... That's not, but it's also complex because it's weaving back and forth between these storylines, and the way it's weaving them in is really cool because it's cutting to other things, but all the characters I'm kind of invested in already. So they do a very good job at, like, as soon as I meet a character, they've got a very distinctive look. They've got like a very sort of likable voice in some way or another, and then they immediately show me some of their major personality traits, but at the same time they're all kind of low-key, which I enjoy as well. It's not majorly over the top with a lot of these characters, so it's really, really good. And I'm worried that I'm not going to be as good at the discussion on something like this when, because I feel like the show is going to shine with the mystery aspect, which honestly, a weakness of mine is I'm not good at like theorizing. Like, I think I'm okay at coming up with theories randomly. Like sometimes I'll just like have a theory and I'll come up with one and it'll be quite well thought out or whatever. But if it's like a show that consistently requires theory crafting, I can't do it like sporadically. I can't decide to like just start crafting a theory. So in shows like this, sometimes I just want to sit back and watch how everything plays out. And so there's not going to be as much, I feel like there's not going to be much theory crafting, but maybe there will be. But also, I'm just sitting back and enjoying it so much and being immersed in some of these scenes so much that I don't even know how much I was reacting in this episode. I don't know how much I talked, and I don't know how much this discussion is going to be able to go over because I was just drawn in, you know? But yeah, like so far I like Rui, I liked Imai. Like, and it makes, as I said in the episode, I'm nervous. I don't want Imai to end up being like we've seen his flaws, right? His flaws are that he's almost like too invested in the idol group a little bit, where he's like spending most of his money on them, and that he's like a little bit of a sort of teenage douche, like a douche in the way where he's not actually like being a douche necessarily. He's just not really thinking about others as much. But he's just a little self-centered in the way a lot of like teenagers tend to be. So we can see his flaws already, but I'm hoping that like, I don't know, I like when they portray these sorts of like big fans of idol groups and stuff, but then they portray them in just like a positive light, like they're just like a cool guy, because I think those sorts of groups, you know, idol fans especially, or fans of anime, manga, cosplay fans, like those sorts of people, it's easy in media to be like, well, here's this guy and here's this hobby that he has where he's so obsessed over these people, so therefore like we're gonna make this character a creep. And it's like it's an easy jump to make, and it's understandable why a lot of shows make those jumps, because a lot of the time the reason you're putting a character like that in there is to like warn against the dangers of that sort of like parasocial relationship that they're building up. But I also like when shows just sort of go against that, and there's just like a dude who could, you know, who like when you first see him you might go like, oh, I hope this guy's not a creep, and then you find out he's just like just a friendly guy and it's nice. It reminds me of in My Dress Up Darling, which I love My Dress Up Darling, by the way, and I recently did a rewatch of it. And there's a bit in My Dress Up Darling where she's in a cosplay. If you don't know, it's a show about a girl who cosplays and a guy who can make clothes and stuff. So he makes her cosplays. And it's a very fan servicey show, like a very ecchi show, but it is also an adorable show. It's like this fun mashup of like, oh my god, this is like weird ecchi shit, and then it's like, oh my god, that was the cutest scene I've ever seen in my life. So anyway, there's one bit where she's wearing like one of the first cosplays that she's worn, you know, and she's out at an event with a bunch of people taking photos of stuff, and there's this guy who comes up and says like, do you mind if I get some photos of you? And the guy, he's got glasses, he's a little bit of a bigger guy, like his frame's a bit bigger, so like the immediate thought is like, oh, is this guy gonna be like creepy or whatever? And she's also, for context, in the show dressed up as a character from a porn game, because she just likes porn games, or certain ones. So she's dressed up as a character from a porn game, and he clearly recognizes her. So it's like, I'm like, oh no, is it gonna show like, you know, this guy's a creep and he's doing like, he's you know, getting these photos, and then he's gonna be like or some stupid shit, you know? Like, that's just what I expected immediately. And he takes some photos of her, and then he's like, thank you so much. That was like, thank you for posing for these photos. And she's like, hey, can I get a photo with you as well? And he goes, oh, okay. And then like they take a selfie together, and he's just like blushing at that time. And then he thanks her again and he leaves. And it's like this really cute, little scenario that they had, where they had a nice time. He was just an adorable little dork. and he was super respectful of her, and I really liked it. You know, I like when they portray characters that are just like that. So yeah, I so far I like Imai, but I also wouldn't be surprised if we find out that he, you know, like the girl who was killed or whatever, if it was like he did it because, I don't know, she was like, he wanted her all to himself and then she didn't go for that or something, you know, I don't know. Anyway, also a thing is the guy who's like a bachelor got a thing on the dating app that was from someone named Shiho, and she was like, oh, I really like you or whatever. And then later there was that girl who had sort of like, I guess she looks like a dog. Sometimes it's hard to tell which animal is which, and also I'm kind of bad with animals, so that's not a good combination. But I think they were like dog ears, and I think Shiho was also dog-eared type character, and they were the same color fur. So I thought like, oh, I wonder if that's them, because like she had a mask on it, so it's like, oh, she's covering her face in this scene, but you know, that's her, maybe who she really is. But then I mean, I guess I could go back. I could like look at the picture. So it says, okay, yeah, looking at it, I mean, I kind of feel dirty doing this. like I shouldn't be going back and figuring this out. But so she's Shiho. We can see she's sort of like white and brown with red eyes. And then let's go later. Yeah, white and brown, red eyes. Yeah, I think it's her. Final thing to confirm it is, does she have a black ear? Yeah, she does. It's definitely her. Like, they wouldn't accidentally do that. So it's her. Okay, cool. So I've picked up on that, that was happening. I don't know how many people noticed that immediately. I sort of like wrote down her name straight away, and I memorized her look. So I don't know if that's going to come into it at all, or if that was just like a nice little tie-in that they did to like introduce the character earlier on and then she's there later or whatever. But I feel like that's going to tie in. Like, he's going to go on a date with her, but then she's got like the idol life going on. She might like confide in him about something. I don't know. It could be anything. Could be anything. But very nice. So, and then yeah, Dobu came in the taxi at the end and had a gun. So that's great as well. I can't wait for next episode. I can't wait to find out what's going to happen. But thank you for joining me for another Odd Taxi episode. Make sure to support this video. If you like this series, if you want more of it, make sure to support the video, because you know, if people aren't super into it, maybe I'll stop doing it, or maybe it'll go Patreon exclusive. But I'm really enjoying the show, so I kind of want to continue, like, no matter what. It's just basically, how am I going to put it, you know, am I going to continue doing it on the channel? Am I going to put it on my Patreon account only? Am I going to do whatever? So just make sure you let me know. But thanks for watching. I will see you next time. Goodbye.